You just recently got employed and you're having to deal with colleagues that are bothering you in the office, attitude wise, doubting your potentials, all those kind of things that they give you as attitude as a new staff. I want to give you the steps you need to have to bypass all those kind of situations. If you're a friendly person, you easily find your way around in the office. Or if you're a reserved kind of person, you find difficulty from your first day at, or your second day at work. Now, being friendly is not a bad thing, or being reserved is neither a bad thing. But in the office, you're going to be working with different personality types. But I'm not a psychologist in any way, but I'm just trying to let you understand how you can keep your position. Now, I will want to believe that you need to set boundaries. Boundaries is not like you want to cut off your colleagues or anything, but boundaries simply means you are setting up this margin and you don't want those people to come into those margin. Those margins could be your personal life. Those margins could be things that are sensitive to you, and they begin to make jokes about it or begin to bring it into your face. You want to ensure that you let them know that this is not right, it's not okay, and you don't want to have any communication as regarding those kind of things. Maybe it's your personal life or your family life or your hygiene or whatever it may be that is not connected to your office work or the company scheme or company work schedule. You want to ensure that you set boundaries. Another way to maintain your space in the office as a new employee is to focus on your work. You don't get a new position and then you're discussing by 9 o'clock when you come to the office about things that are not connected to your task schedule. Know that every eye is watching you in that office as the new colleague. They are checking your behavior, they are checking your attitude towards work, and they are checking if you'll be easily manipulated. Other things you need to look out for in the office is avoid gossip, avoid toxic relationship, avoid keeping malice, avoid all these things in the offices. I'm going to show you that you need to avoid these things. It's going to keep your energy positive and stay focused at work. Other things you should ensure doing in the office is take short breaks. Now, these short breaks are very important, especially the breaks that your bosses have allowed in the office space. Make sure you utilize those time to clear your head, because now it's to keep a clear head in a very busy and work intensive office or work intensive environment. One of the skills you need to keep up as a new employee in the office is to speak up for yourself. Okay? It doesn't matter who you're speaking to, as long as you know that you're correct and you're right. People want to try to push your buttons, but you should be able to speak up when necessary. I'm not saying this that you should be rude to your boss or rude to your colleagues or rude to your higher managers. But when it's time for you to speak up and you know you're doing the right thing, and some people are just trying to make you feel bad that you're doing the right thing, you need when it's time for you to speak up, then speak up. Don't hide your feelings. If you need to hide your feelings, then you know it's for a good reason. But if you feel the urge to speak up, why not speak up? Now, one of the skills you need to keep also your job as a new employee is to avoid comparison. Know that many people in that office space have stayed in that place for 10 years, 15 years, and you're just coming as a new staff. So don't compare yourself with anybody. Level up your game, learn new skills, improve your communication skills, improve your technical skills, improve your soft skills, and then you see that as you grow up through the cadres, nobody is going to deny that you're a special person. It doesn't matter if you just came into the company. It can be just maybe a year, or you've just been there for like 2 years or 3 years, and then there's a colleague that has been there for like 15 years, 5 years. You don't need to compare yourself with such a person. He's at his game. You need to bring in your own game. What you have to do is observe and learn from the people that are already in the environment, learn from what your boss is like, and try to add and improve on it. And with time, you're going to climb up those ladders, those corporate ladders. These are the things you want to avoid in an office as an old or new colleague. Now, as an old or new colleague, you want to ensure that you keep all these things at bay, or you observe that you are not violating any of these things I'm mentioning. If you find yourself doing any of this, you are keeping your job at risk. You know that in Nigeria, there are a lot of people looking for jobs. And if you mess up your position, I can guarantee you that under the next 1 minute, there's someone waiting out there to collect that position. So you want to ensure that you are not doing these things I mentioned. Number one thing you should avoid doing is avoid keeping your project overpass. Avoid skipping deadlines. Avoid skipping deadlines. Make sure you meet your deadlines, or even submit your project before deadline. Make sure your reports are intact before deadline. Avoid overshooting deadlines. This is a bad sign. It shows incompetence and it shows bad character and lack of respect in the office for your superiors. So when you're not keeping deadlines, you are putting your position at risk. The next thing you need to do in your office, or avoid doing in your office, is to ensure that you give good feedbacks. When you go out on a project, or you're writing a report, or you're doing anything that has to do with the office work, Ensure that your feedback is top game, your reports are sharp, communication, as I said, the 3 C's, is clear, is concise, and it is what? It is complete. There is no messing around when it comes to your reports. All right, make sure your feedbacks are very clean. If you're giving feedback that are totally incompetent, when they go to verify or check evidence, and then what you are giving as feedback is different from what you are submitting in the report, then it shows that you are incompetent. You want to avoid that. Know that there are people waiting to come and collect your position. Avoid that. The next thing to avoid in your office is gossip. Now, in a corporate environment, gossip is inevitable. But as much as you can, try to avoid gossiping in the office space, especially with your boss. Show respect to your boss. He's the one giving you your salary. Without that boss, without that office, without that company, you will not be able to have any salary. Okay, you'll not be able to buy those your new clothes, those your Gucci bags. All right, have respect for your boss, even if he's not in his nice behavior. Know that he's under pressure in so many ways. Okay, so have an understanding heart. Knows that he's the one putting food on the table for you. All right, without that office, you will not be able to have those money. All right, have respect for your boss, even if there are some boss that are toxic. I'm not condoning toxic behavior, but as much as you can within you, ensure that you are respecting everyone in the office. If you stay out of gossip, you stay out of losing your job. The next thing you should avoid in the office is resistance to learning. Don't be rigid. Be open to learning new things. There are many ways to kill a bird. Learn new things. Don't be ignorant. Learn new things in the office. Be open to learn new things. Don't be rigid. Okay? If your boss is saying this is the better way to do it, be open to learning. Even if you know a better way to do it than your boss, still listen to what he's saying. And then you appeal. You don't command him because he's the one employing you. You appeal to him that there is a better way to do this. You don't charge him in. So don't be resistant to learning new things. From the things he's doing or the things he's telling you, he has experience. Maybe they might not be correct, maybe they might be correct, but it's an experience anyway. So ensure that you are open to learn. And now, last but not the least, avoid bad attitude. Bad attitude in the office space is regarded as incompetence. Incompetence in your delivery, incompetence in your execution, incompetence in your reports. Make sure everything is fact checked. Don't leave any gaps. Don't leave any space. Know that there are millions of Nigerians looking to come and occupy your position. Do not give any reason why someone should take your place in that office. Make sure your reports are clean. Make sure that you give no space for incompetence. And then you have that your job. Nobody's going to take it from you. And you get promoted, right? With this character, with this attitude, you can do very well. You can climb up the corporate ladder. And I see you going in those high places. You want to learn more about keeping yourself productive. You want to learn more about marketing. You want to learn more about staying up in the game in your career development. You can follow us on Instagram, Facebook, or YouTube. On YouTube, you subscribe. Instagram, you follow, and you can like our page on Facebook for more information like this.